Well, shalom everyone from the Tabernacle of David Prophetic Dance Center in Jerusalem. I wanted to talk about today what prevents us from surrendering our lives to the Lord. And when I think about it, what I come up with is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness towards God, mainly, because what is that wall that separates us? Okay, it says in Isaiah that our sins have separated us from God, and unforgiveness is a sin. Why wouldn't we surrender our lives and put the burden of life, because it can be burdensome, onto God? Well, if we're not forgiving God, that's going to be the wall that's up between us and God. Unforgiveness in general. You know, we call God to accountability for what doesn't go right in our lives, and He's not the one that we should be blaming. We make choices, and there are consequences to our choices. It's cause and effect, really. And I also wanted to talk about, so when we break through and we're willing to let go of our unforgiveness, we can be bridged back to God by receiving Yeshua as our sin offering, because we need a sin offering. You know, we're coming up, tonight is Erev Yom Kippur, until tomorrow at sundown. It's the Day of Atonement. And Jews today, traditional Jews, have been taught that their prayer and fasting from eating, or whatever kind of fast they're on, will redeem them, will give them a new start. That is if they've never sinned, but that is not biblical. The only way to receive forgiveness of sins is by the blood of the Mashiach, the spotless, unblemished Lamb. And that goes according to the book of Leviticus. When the priest would offer up an animal, of course it was temporary, the blood of an animal to cover the sins of the family. But Yeshua was the once and for all final atonement. There will never be another atonement. And so when we come to God, when we receive Yeshua, we can then have conversations with God. There is nothing in the way of our relationship with God. And you know, you've heard attitude of gratitude. Well, when we are rightly connected to God through receiving Yeshua, we can have a relationship with God. Yeshua made that way so that we can be in relationship with God, and that makes all the difference. And so I'm very grateful. I am singing the praises of God. I know where the Lord has brought me out from. There was no hope for me until I found the Lord. I was living on automatic pilot. I was connected to everyone else outside of myself, not connected to my insides. And I lived on automatic pilot. And it wasn't until I received Yeshua, salvation, Jesus, that I even began to have the courage to even look at what was inside and face the devastations and the hurts and the disappointments and the horrors. And it's been about 30 years now that I have been walking, dancing with Yeshua. And Yeshua makes all things new. And he says in Revelation 21:5, "Behold, I make all things new." There is no way back to the Father but through the Son, Yeshua. God bless you. Shana Tova. V'metuka, a sweet and happy new year to you. Shalom from the city of the great King, Yerushalayim.